What's going on, friends, fam, YouTube? Coming at you today with a quick lesson on mixing your chords with your riffs and your licks, your melodic lines, to enhance your rhythm playing. And I've done a lesson on this in the past here, so we're gonna just kind of continue with this theme and not really focus so much, although I will give you 3 examples today. I'll tab out 2 of them and then I'll give you an example that I've done in a previous lesson. But it's really not going to be as much about that as much as about just unlocking the idea itself of playing your chords and mixing that with whether it's double stops like I just did, or with like maybe bassliney stuff like that, or more melodic. There's all sorts of rabbit holes you can go down with this idea. So let's give you a few examples. We'll tab a couple of them out and just go from there. Cool. So first let's go through one that I didn't come up with, and then I'll show you 2 that I came up with on my own. So the first example we'll use is Play That Funky Music, and this is kind of like a longer chord progression that just kind of ends with a and it gets back into the chords, right? So I'll just tab out that movement because we don't need to go through the whole chord movement of the tune, because that, we're just trying to show how playing the chords mixed with the lines is just a cool effect to enhance your rhythm playing. So in this, it's coming from the G set, the G9 actually. Then it plays like this D7 here, and it comes in with this line here. So that is kind of where you would replace that with your, with where you would, on those 2 beats, you would strike the chords and make it seamless, right? So it'd be, and like back into the rhythm, right? So just as an example of how, and in there it's kind of more like almost a turnaround, but this can also just be, so this is a good example of how it's used for that, for a turnaround here. Let's get into a couple that I've come up with here. One that I like for more of like a verse or just a groove that I've used in a song that I've written goes like this. Okay, so that's just like a 1-chord vamp type of idea, right? So in this, I'm playing G. I'm striking my G major here. And I'm kind of establishing my groove with that, right? And then on my upstroke here, I'm coming in with, and that's going to be, and I'm just outlining the Mixolydian scale here, right? So I'm playing 3 on my low E, 2 on my A, coming up here to complete the arpeggio here, 5 on my A, and then I'm gonna do a little slide here to 5 on my D, hit that root again, flat 7 here, which is the 3rd fret on your D. And then I play an open G there. So slowly that's and you know, that's just kind of like a 1-chord vamp kind of groove that I had put into a song I had written as a kind of, I think kind of a cool, I guess I'm biased, right? I wrote it. I guess it's kind of an example here, we'll just say, of a way to just on a like 1 chord, just a groove type of idea, just bouncing back and forth between a chord and a melodic or a riff type of line. So let's look at another one here. We're gonna do a, you know, a bonus one here. And this I did in a previous lesson of major 7 arpeggios and mixing those with your rhythms, right? So in another song that I had, or another part I'd come up with actually for a friend's song. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. All I'm doing here is I'm just playing my D major 7 chord, 5 on your 5 on your A, 7 on your D, 6 on your G, 7 on your B, and then the arpeggio is, so that's 5 7 5 on your E, 8 on your B. So that's 7 8 7 5 on your B, and then you're playing 7 on your G, 5 on your B, 7 6 on your G. So and then that when I play over the G major 7, I just move that figure down to the 10th fret. And what's cool, you can even continue that idea, right? You can even continue that idea down. So if you want to play, right? You can do, you know, however you want to space it, and, you know, or if you just wanted to use the, you know, give it a little more of a bassier sound opposed to the higher sound, right? So it all depends on what you're going for and for the vibe of the part, what the other players are playing, if you're playing with other musicians, and all those kind of things are going to factor in with what choices you make here. That about wraps it up, you guys. Here we're going to keep it real short and sweet, just with those, you know, 3 ideas for today. I mean, there's thousands, millions, zillions, endless possibilities with this concept. So really the point of this is to just get your ideas flowing and to get your creative juices going, and for you to come up with your own ideas with mixing your chords and your riffs and your licks. And we'll do more. You can do a lot of this with double stops too. We didn't really even touch on that, although I do have another video with country rhythms that we went over a lot of that stuff. So you know, a lot of that does include those double stop ideas. But yeah, this goes on forever and ever and ever. So cool. We'll just call it another installment of how to enhance your rhythm playing, and we'll just continue the idea down the road. Much love if you've stuck around this long. Like, subscribe, share. I will see you on the flip. Later.